Hey, what's up, G? My name is Stephen Winston Wolfgang von Hersekorn, and I'm recruiting fellow savages to play music with me. Um, I'm looking to play like death metal kind of stuff, and like grindcore kind of music, like Bolt Thrower, uh, like the later Death albums, Necrophagus, Obscura, stuff like that. Dream Theater. It's more prog, but you know what I mean. Like Cynic. Um, I'm not saying like play those kinds of song. I'm saying like music like that, right? Um, that's the kind of music that I want to like play with people, but like with sing along choruses and shit. If that's making sense, like imagine like bolt thrower drums, Dream Theater vocals, death rhythm guitars, and like nightcore bass. Uh, I say nightcore bass as in like having it be like thick and juicy rather than like basically like the opposite of gent bass, if that makes sense. Like I'm talking about like how Steve DiGiorgio or like Sean from Cynic or like uh, Forrest from Beyond Creation. I'm talking about that kind of bass. Heavily on the Beyond Creation. That dude is such a fucking beast. Forrest Lapointe, Dominic Forrest Lapointe, such a badass. But that with like combine that with like electronic music bass, but still played on a bass guitar, if that makes sense, with like choruses and shit. So that's the kind of music I'm looking to make. I like Archspire, uh, stuff like that, right? So that's the kind of music I'm looking to make. I need savages that are technically proficient. I'm looking for drummers and well, a drummer and at least one guitar player. I play bass and sing. Um, if you're looking for a vocal demo from me, I can put one up. Just watch my stuff, like watch my other videos on my channel if you're like wanting to be curious about my technical proficiency with like bass and stuff like that. Um, I have good equipment, so there's that. But I have a few conditions for like if we're gonna play together. Number one, we have to be reasonably the same age. I'm 22 myself at the time of this recording. Uh, this is September of 22, so of 2022. So yeah, early September. Um, you have to have an affinity for soul food. Uh, because yeah, you got to be local to the spring area of Houston, Texas. Or like, well, Humble is close, but preferably like you got to be reasonably close, right? Like because I'm not gonna drive all the way to fucking downtown or some shit just to play in a band. I'm not doing that unless it's to go play a paid show or something like that. Like unless it's to get paid, I'm not doing all that. But and also we have to have like intentions, right? I'm trying to take over the world, and I say that unironically. Like there's a lot of people that go, oh, I'm gonna take over, the world with my music. They'll be like, oh, I'm gonna be the next big thing, but they're talking shit because they're full of it. No, I'm being deadly serious when I say this. I am trying to take over the world with music. Okay, so that's it. If you're not that ambitious, don't bother. You got to be technically proficient. You got to be able to rip through some death songs. I myself am straight edge, uh, and I prefer to play with people that are also of like ilk in that aspect. Like I don't want crackheads coming to my house to jam. Um, sorry, just saying. Like dealing with people that like drink and do drugs is very not worth my time. I value myself very highly. So, yeah. Sorry if that offends you. Sorry if you can't handle it. But anyway, no. I'm trying to play music that's fucking heavy. So you gotta have somewhat like music taste. Like we've got to be into similar things. At least in a certain aspect. I mean, we don't have to like see eye to eye on everything music wise all the time, but we've got to have the same goals, right? Because otherwise, we're not going to get anywhere, and it's going to waste your time and my time. Neither of us are going to want that. So there's that. Yeah, you got to be local. You got to you got to have reliable equipment. Like, if you have like a decent head, like amp head or something like that, or if you have a decent drum kit, then cool. Um, yeah, I mean, if you're using like a 2x12 or something, that's fine. Preferably like 4x12s, because they sound better. Just saying. Um, and also, if push comes to shove, um, as far as like music, you've got to be civil. I like to think of myself as reasonably calm in confrontational situations, so and we've got to like get along. You can't be a fucking wet blanket. All right, you got to have some of that Ted Nugent in you, some of that attitude, where you're happy to be alive. you know, um, I don't like to be around like people that are ultra depressed all the time. As far as playing music with them, I mean, if you got some life stories and shit to tell, then that's cool. If you're a little bit weathered, that's fine. But as long as you're reliable, technically proficient, have an affinity for soul food, and can really jam, and are local and reliable, then yeah, let's get together and make some fucking music. Let's be some fucking savages together. I'm trying to take over the fucking world. And if you're trying to do the same, then hit me up in the comments. Don't bother shooting me an email because I don't check my emails. Unless it's business related. Which, even though this is, I'll be more likely to see it if you just leave me a comment. So, yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I'm recruiting. Got a slip of the tongue right there. Recruiting fellow savages in the spring area of Houston, Texas. There's got to be at least a few of you that match those criteria, because this is the third largest city in America, so there's got to be at least a few of you out there. So, yeah, everything is bigger in Texas, and so are we. That was fucking lame. Oh, also, another criteria, you've got to be able to laugh at yourself. You can't be one of these super serious assholes even though I'm serious about taking over the world with music, you can't be one of these fucking assholes that gets butthurt, right? I don't want to fucking deal with people like that. I'm just saying. Like, don't be an asshole. And if you're gonna be an asshole, at least be an asshole that's not a dick about it, right? That's a hard thing to understand. Like, or that's a hard thing to articulate. Like, you can't be afraid to like be who you are and be unapologetic about it, because I'm not, and I won't expect anybody else to be. So, yeah, boy. America, fuck yeah. God bless you. Hit me up if you meet the criteria. Yeah.